Hi, good evening. My name is Michael with Build a Better Body, and today we're going to be talking about how to build a better immune system through sleep. Now, we want to cite a few things from scripture and from science. King Jesus has said that it is vain to rise up early and to go to sleep late, eating the bread of anxious toil, for he gives sleep to his beloved. Now, one of the things living in America that I've witnessed in my short time in this life is that we are caught up. Not caught up on bills, but caught up in stress and the stress of keeping up with a lifestyle that is difficult to manage. Now, I believe that you and I are eternally valuable because we were bought at an eternal price. And given our value, we should invest in ourselves. We should invest in our health. And there is not a bar of gold on the planet that's worth more than your health. Now, we tend to engage in the rat race because of different pressures. Some we lay on ourselves and some are laid upon us by society and society standards and just the stress of this life. Now I want us to have inspiration, enlightenment, and encouragement to pursue a different course, a better course. There's a man by the name of Dr. Matthew Walker who wrote a book called Why We Sleep. And in this book, he talks about how sleep and the immune system are intrinsically connected. There's an experiment that was done where they had a man sleep for 4 hours on one night. And they found that after one night of poor sleep, for instance, sleeping at 3 a.m. and waking up at 7 after watching Netflix or working on a big project that you procrastinated on and didn't necessarily divide up the time appropriately, they tested his blood and they found that the 007 defenses of his body, the natural killer cells, the secret service of your body that looks for and kills cancer cells in your body, was depleted by 70%. That 70% of protection wiped out in a single day of poor sleep. They also did an experiment and they separated two groups. One group slept for about a 9-hour average, 8 to 9 hours, and the other group slept about 4 to 5. And the difference of sleep over the span of a week, after 6 days, on the 7th day, they would give them an injection called the flu shot. And the flu shot would show its effectiveness in the amount of antibodies that the body was able to produce. And they found that in the group that slept less than they needed to, they produced a 50% less response to the flu shot, a 50% less production, a 50% less amassing of an army to be able to defend against the flu when the actual flu would present itself later on in those people that slept less than those that slept more. They also found in another experiment that when they exposed a group of 150 people divided up into two groups, 75 apiece, each of them given the rhinovirus, and sleeping one group 9 hours an average, another group 5 hours average, when they were exposed to the virus, they found that those who slept less, about 50% caught the virus, and those who slept more, only about 18% caught the virus. And they found that those who sleep more have a better immune system. Why? The reason is when you are sleep deprived, your body is inflamed. It has a broad inflammatory response. Its defenses are up and attacking on all fronts. And when this happens, the amount of cortisol that's released in your body increases, which diminishes your body's ability to make new fighters. That's why when you're sick, they tell you to get some rest and to increase fluids. Piggybacking on the conversation from earlier on the immune system and water intake. The body simultaneously tells you that you need to rest. And that's why you feel tired and sluggish and don't have the ability to do anything. You're just laid up. Because the best medicine that your body can get at that time is water and sleep. So there's no such thing as catching up on sleep. Once the damage is done, it's done. So I want to say to you, again, an ounce of prevention is better than a pound of cure. You're valuable. You were bought at a price, so you're eternally valuable. So I want you to invest in yourself. So when it comes down to it at the end of days, Jesus will say to you and to me, well done, good and faithful servant. You were faithful with the little that I gave you. Now I will make you the ruler of much more. Enter into the joy of your master. For this reason, get your well-deserved sleep. Invest in yourself. You are royalty, and doesn't your body deserve royal treatment? See you next week for our next episode on building a better body, building a better immune system through food.